want you to consider, just for a moment, suspend your disbelief when I say lead generation is not hard. And you are probably sitting on a pile of leads. And if you think you don't have any leads, maybe you're unaware of just how convenient things are right now for you. We live in a time where entrepreneurs have more advantages than ever before. The internet, social media, AI, these are all tools to help us make our job super easy. And if you're anything like me, you're probably overcomplicating things. So just consider the idea for a moment that generating leads is really, really easy. The more complicated part is conversion. The more complicated part is client creation, which means that everybody in your sphere of influence, all the people that you talk to, all the people that you're connected with, they could be going into this funnel, this invisible funnel that leads them to booking a one-on-one with you, having a conversation with you, realizing that you can fulfill what they are missing in their lives or their business. And all they need to do is become aware that you could be the problem solver for them, and they will become your clients. Now, the problem is people are not booking the one-on-one conversations that they want. If you're looking for leads, you're actually looking for sales. And if you're looking for sales, you're actually looking for making those connections where you can have those sales calls, right? So how complicated are you making the process for a lead to be converted into a client? I've noticed that some people make themselves extremely unavailable, and that could be intentional. If you're already successful and you want to go through a vetting process before you even talk to somebody because you don't want to talk to wrong fit people, um, then by all means, keep that process up, because obviously if you have people clamoring to work with you, you're going to have to put up some barriers to entry. But if you're struggling with sales, if you're not making the revenue each month that you need, and you're desperate for clients, think about how easy or difficult are you making it for them to reach that end goal. The more obstacles you put in their way, the more deterred they're going to be. And if you want to book more one-on-one calls, how are you making that process readily available to people? There are a lot of simple tricks that you can use to get people onto your calendar. Your Calendly link, or your Google Calendar link, whatever you use to send to people to have them schedule a meeting with you. And if you don't have one of these set up, there are free uh, um, platforms available to you. And with ones that are paid, there are free versions like Calendly, and the Google Calendar is completely free. If you want to set it up more intricately by having a bunch of different types of meetings that are different titles and different descriptions and different time frames, but you can create a very simple free link for yourself. And if you're not booking calls like you want, consider that maybe you should set something like that up. Because I don't know about you, but there have been many times when I've tried to, connect with somebody on social media, and I DM them and they DM me, and I DM them and they DM me, and I go, well, what's your schedule look like next week? And they say, oh, I'm busy next week. And I say, oh, okay, well, how about the week after that? Maybe, but I don't know. Let me send you a couple of times. Um, you know, 8 a.m. on Monday or 3 p.m. on Tuesday. Give them a couple of options if you don't want to send them a calendar link. Try to get the ball rolling, right? If you leave it vague, you're never going to meet up with this person because it's never going to work. You're never going to connect. You're probably both going to just get frustrated that it's not working out. Okay? So you want to make that process of booking a call with you super, super easy, okay? So, having a call to action on your social media profiles, posting calls to action saying, I'm opening up my calendar this month for 5 people who would like to solve XYZ problem in their business right now, or whatever the message is, right? You can email people, you can direct message people, you can text people. Text is actually really good right now. Text is working very well. It if you know those people. Let me just throw this out there because this is something that's been in the back of my mind about texting for a really long time. Make sure that that person knows who you are. I don't know how many times I've gotten a text without a name on it. And I'm like, who is this person? Maybe I signed up for a freebie. I sign up for a lot of freebies. I get a lot of junk, I got to filter through it. So make sure that person knows who you are. And it's even better if you've already had some dialogue with this person, because if they sign up for your freebie and then you text them saying, hey, you can get a mortgage, or you can get let me talk about your insurance, or you can get a credit card or whatever. Some of these things that are like financially connected, it gets a little bit scary. You do not want to respond to somebody randomly texting you saying, hey, let's talk about your finances, because that would presuppose that this person is trusted. You know who they are, you know who they represent. Um, you are going to have to give them sensitive information about yourself. So why do you think that randomly texting somebody, especially if you don't even put a name on your text, saying, hey, let's talk about your finances, why do you think they would book a call with you? I don't know about you, but I get some severe red flags coming up because of all of these, robo dialers and spam calls and spoof calls and phishing calls and texts and emails. We have to guard ourselves as consumers to make sure that we do not become a victim to fraud. So there is that level of, you have to have a level of trust when you text people, which might not be the case if you're emailing somebody, right? So text does have that psychological barrier, but at the same time, your messages will be more likely to be seen than if you email them. So just make sure you've already had a conversation with this person if you text them, okay? And make sure they know who you are. Okay, so that being said, other things that you can do to get people onto your calendar is having a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is, you offer a free, valuable thing that helps or addresses a problem that your ideal client might be having. And then they think to themselves, oh, I might need that. That sounds like something I want for my business. Whatever your business. I keep referring to businesses because that's what I do, but that doesn't mean that's what you do. So maybe you're a life coach or something. So you're talking more on a more personal level than a business level. But whatever the problem is that you can solve, I could create a lead magnet, which is like the top 10 ways to increase engagement on your social media posts or something like that. That would be a good lead magnet. So then people see the lead magnet, they say, ooh, piece of candy. They want that, and they have to give you their contact information, ideally, right? So then on the thank you page, if you set this up correctly, if you have like a funnel that people go to your link, enter in their contact information in order to download your free PDF or whatever it is you're offering, a 15-minute video, it could be anything. Then what are you sending them to after they sign up? I would go from, once they submit their contact information on the first page, the second page should be, or if you have an entire funnel sequence, then maybe this is towards the end if you're making some other offers. But in that funnel, the first page should lead to your booking link eventually. So you can have some programs out there will allow you to have an actual calendar on that page, like an embedded calendar on that page, so they can just book right there. If not, you can just have a little button on there that goes to your Calendly link, so that they go from stranger or acquaintance maybe to being one of your contacts in your email list, to right when they're ready and when they're hot and when you have their attention, why not just have them book a call with you right then and there? Some people way overcomplicate this. Some people have it so that they just have a thank you page. Oh, thank you. Hope you enjoy your lead magnet. Hope you enjoy your 50-page report. Get back to me once you finish reading it. That's the other thing. Don't worry about whether they consume the lead magnet or not. That is a qualifier. This is another problem I've seen a lot, is that I've seen people stopped in their tracks because they sent a PDF of their entire book to somebody, and then they're waiting for that person to finish reading the book before trying to initiate any sort of engagement with this person that could lead to them becoming a client. And you don't want to throw the ball into their court, because if you rely on consumers consuming, that should be a safe assumption, but it's not always the case. People don't read everything that they download. Heck, people don't even go through the courses that they've paid for, let alone this is just some freebie that you've given them. So them working with you is not contingent upon them actually going through and consuming the materials. Unless you're an elite coach that's already making, $100,000 per client, then you can start being a little bit more, what's the word? More rigorous in your, the actions that people have to take in order to work with you, and make it so that they go from, if you can make it so that they're scrambling to work with you instead of you are scrambling to get them to work with you, then that's a whole new level. That is a different level. I'm not talking about that level. I'm talking about in the space between zero income to not enough income. If you're not making the income that you want yet, this is for you. Right here. Okay. So make sure that funnel makes it super easy peasy. You're handing them this, and then you're giving them the next step, and then you're giving them the next step, and then you're giving them the next step. Because if people are going through this and there's a missing gap there, and where they are to that way, 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 way far distance over there that you're trying to get them to go to, this in their head, that missing step will look like a chasm to them, because they can't see how they can get from here to here without this interim step, right? So make sure you have all of those little steps in place so that it's It makes it very easy and very convenient for them to keep moving forward with you. And that's the purpose of a sales funnel, is to give them this framework, give them a bridge, give them the steps, show them the steps. You can't expect them to make that mental leap when you are the expert. It's your job to provide that step to them so that they see, oh, all I have to do is this? You made this so easy for me. How can I work with you? Okay, so here's some other things that could become obstacles. Surveys, a questionnaire on your Calendly link. I've that's I've been I'm guilty of that. I am guilty of not booking a call with somebody because the questionnaire was so complicated and confusing and difficult, and I didn't know how to answer some of the questions, or I didn't want to answer some of the questions, so I just gave up on it entirely. Again, if you can be more selective because you're already bringing in the money that you want and you're just, reaching a new level in your business that you haven't before, uh, then yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But if you're struggling with your sales, you have no place making it so damn complicated for somebody to have a one-on-one call with you. Another thing, paid one-on-ones. Now, I know if you're a coach, you don't want to keep giving away your coaching for free, but it's wise to give people a sample of what it's like to work with you. So the best and easiest way to do that is to book a complimentary session with them. So don't be afraid to give of yourself to people, because people will see that generosity and realize the value in what you have to provide to them. On the other hand, if you make it so that somebody has to pay before they can even talk to you, that just makes it infinitely harder to get them to say yes. Because that rapport, that connection that you make with them when you're dialoguing with them for the first time, or dialoguing with them in the context of this particular conversation, then they have a sense of you. You want them to have a sense of what it's like to work with you. And if done correctly, that's when you get them to say yes to your program, where they will pay you the big bucks for every session with you moving forward. So it's I know it seems a little bit counterintuitive, because you're trying to prove that every session with you is worth, $500 or whatever. And they're saying no to paying you $50 for a conversation with you, because that's their first experience with you in that context. So I highly recommend just getting on a call with somebody or a Zoom meeting, booking that meeting with them for 15 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there, right? So you can actually interact. How do you get somebody to engage? Have a conversation with them. This is like super easy, right? How do you get people to engage with you? It's just like this just random esoteric concept that's elusive, right? No. You engage with them. If you want them to engage with you, you engage with them. How do you do this? You have a conversation with them. This is the easiest thing This is the most natural thing. We are inclined to have conversations with people. So make that a super easy step in this process. You can start forcing people to pay for one session with you when you're making the big bucks and everybody is seeking you out. Until then, offer a free one-on-one. Now, you don't have to say it's free. That's what they say. That's like, psychologically, you don't want to say it's free because then people go, oh, well, you just give free sessions all the time, so why should I pay you? It's a complimentary session. I am gifting this to you. I am providing a scholarship for you to have this. So then they still see it as a value. They still see the value in it, even though they get one for free. So just basically remove obstacles. If you want more sales, remove obstacles. If you want more clients, remove obstacles. If you want more one-on-one sessions, if you want more one-on-one calls, remove the obstacles. Doing more things, adding more tech, adding more steps, creating these complex procedures are not helping you. You want it as simple as 1, 2, 3. You offer a lead magnet, they download the lead magnet, and then they book a call with you. Or they see you on Facebook, they look at your profile, and then they click the link underneath your little intro. Just try to keep it, I challenge you to make it 3 steps easy. Okay? That's my challenge for you this week is if you're not booking enough one-on-one calls, try to make that process of booking one-on-one calls with you 3-step easy. I hope this helps. I would love your feedback if you try this and it actually helps you increase your one-on-one calls and your conversions and your sales and your revenue. So comment if you do get those kind of results. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much and have a great day.